On the freezing night of February 9, 2004, 21-year-old college student Maura Murray drove off into the snowy roads of New Hampshire and vanished without a trace. Her red Saturn was found abandoned, her belongings scattered inside, and no one knew where she had gone. Today, nearly 2 decades later, her disappearance remains one of America's most enduring unsolved mysteries. Who was Maura Murray? What happened on that snow-covered road? And why has no one been able to solve this case? Let's dive into the mysterious story of Maura Murray, the events, investigations, and theories that continue to captivate the world. Maura Elizabeth Murray was born on May 4, 1982, in Hanson, Massachusetts. She was a bright, independent, and ambitious student pursuing nursing at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Friends described her as intelligent and caring, though she had recently been experiencing stress from school and personal matters. In the days leading up to her disappearance, Maura had made a sudden decision to take a break from classes. On February 5, 2004, she informed her professors she needed time off due to a family emergency. Her father had been recovering from heart surgery, which was partially true, yet friends and family noticed she seemed unusually withdrawn and tense. During this period, Maura purchased items that would later be found in her car: ice cream, soda, alcohol, suggesting she was preparing for a short trip. While this seemed ordinary, these small details would later become significant in understanding her last moments. On February 9, 2004, Maura left her dormitory in Amherst around midday, driving her red 1996 Saturn sedan. She packed a small bag, left a note for her professors, and headed north towards New Hampshire. This journey would be her last known movement. Along the way, she reportedly stopped at a gas station and convenience store, though witnesses did not notice anything out of the ordinary. Later, her car would be spotted on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. Residents reported seeing a young woman walking near the snowy roadside, shivering in the cold, declining any assistance from passers-by. By the time authorities arrived, Maura had vanished. Her car was crashed into a snowbank, but no footprints or traces of her presence were found beyond a short distance. Inside the vehicle, items including her wallet, cell phone, and some alcohol were left behind. The scene raised immediate questions. Why leave essential belongings? Why abandon the car in such a remote area? The abandoned red Saturn triggered an immediate police response. Authorities combed the surrounding woods and roads, but the harsh winter conditions and limited visibility hampered the search. Volunteers and local residents joined in, scouring the forests, rivers, and trails near Route 112, yet no sign of Maura was found. Her disappearance gained national attention. Law enforcement reviewed cell phone records, credit card activity, and spoke with friends and family to reconstruct her last known actions. Despite their efforts, no concrete evidence emerged to indicate whether she had met with foul play, gotten lost, or chosen to disappear voluntarily. Here is a timeline of critical events surrounding Maura's disappearance. February 5, 2004. Maura informs her professors of a week off due to a family emergency. February 7th to 8th, 2004. Purchases alcohol, snacks, and packs her bag. February 9th, 2004, leaves campus, drives towards New Hampshire. Evening, vehicle crashes on Route 112. Witnesses see her walking nearby. Late evening, police discover abandoned car, keys, wallet, and phone left inside. February 10th to 16th, intensive search by police, family, and volunteers. No trace found. Weeks following, media coverage grows. Online sleuths and amateur investigators analyze the case. Years later, case remains unsolved. Theories include voluntary disappearance, foul play, or accident. The timeline illustrates how swiftly a person can disappear, leaving a trail of questions and theories that may never be conclusively answered. Authorities conducted extensive interviews with Mora's friends, family, and anyone who may have encountered her that day. Investigators analyzed her route, store receipts, bank activity, and cell phone records. They examined the car, including the crashed location, the items inside, and any nearby traces. Despite these efforts, there was no sign of abduction or struggle near the vehicle. Snow-covered footprints indicated she walked a short distance before vanishing. Search dogs and helicopters combed forests for weeks. Over time, many tips and leads proved fruitless, leaving the case cold and unsolved. Several theories have been proposed over the years. Voluntary disappearance. Some believe Mora intended to start a new life elsewhere. Her packed bag and pre-trip purchases support this possibility. Accident. Given the snowy remote location, she may have become disoriented, fallen, or succumbed to exposure in the woods. Foul play. Abduction. Some theorists suggest that someone could have attacked her near the crash site, given the isolated location and abandoned vehicle. Psychological factors. Mora may have been experiencing stress, anxiety, or other emotional pressures that contributed to her actions that night. Online forums, YouTube channels, and true crime podcasts have discussed every detail, from the way she parked the car to the note she left. The case has inspired amateur investigators to travel to New Hampshire, hoping to uncover new clues. Despite hundreds of tips, none have led to a definitive solution. The disappearance of Mora Murray captivated the nation. News outlets across the United States ran stories, highlighting the mysterious circumstances. Online communities dissected every known fact, generating theories ranging from plausible to highly speculative. Podcasts dedicated entire episodes to the case, and YouTube channels documented the search efforts and ongoing discussions. Social media amplified the story, making Mora's case one of the most discussed missing person cases of the early 2000s. Family members expressed frustration and heartbreak over the lack of resolution. Mora's parents continue to advocate for new leads and hope for closure. The enduring attention reflects the case's chilling effect, how a young woman could seemingly vanish in plain sight, leaving only questions. Analyzing Mora's personality and behavior provides some context. Friends described her as independent and sometimes secretive. While this does not indicate why she disappeared, it provides insight into her potential thought processes. Experts suggest that voluntary disappearances often involve a combination of stressors, personal, emotional, or academic pressures. Conversely, environmental factors, such as the icy, remote terrain, raise the possibility of an accidental outcome. Forensic psychologists emphasize that without physical evidence, it is nearly impossible to determine Mora's exact intentions that night. Every clue, the abandoned car, the items inside, her note, can support multiple interpretations, which is why the case remains both fascinating and tragic. Nearly 2 decades later, Mora Murray's disappearance remains unsolved. Cold case investigators still review leads when new tips surface. The case continues to be a reference point in discussions about missing persons and unsolved crimes. Mora's story reminds us that reality can often be stranger than fiction. A simple drive on a snowy road became a baffling mystery, illustrating how fragile life can be and how quickly a normal day can turn into a tragedy. If you want to uncover more shocking true crime stories, unsolved cases, and mysterious disappearances, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Reality is often stranger than fiction, and the truth sometimes remains hidden. Until now.